Welcome to Chronicles with Caspian, the show where we break down the mindset, habits, discipline that you need to get to your goals, right? And today, who are we here with?
YoungTN.
Today, we're here with YoungTN. He's a special guest, one of my good friends, and honestly, he's a six-time plaque winner, has millions of streams, and he's produced for actually, some of the biggest names in the rap world, right? And today we're gonna kind of dive into your mind. Okay, I know we have these conversations all the time,
Mm,
right? Yo, me and you, we have good talks, but
mm,
today I'm gonna try my best to, how do I say this? Ask you questions, or at least try my best that other people haven't asked, right?
yeah.
And it's more so, yes, your success, but more so the mindset and the spiritual essence of how you got to that success.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah, are we ready?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's get it. So you've got six platinum plaques, millions of streams, right? But my first question for you, man, is how many beats did it take you to get to that first first win?
That's a good question. Honestly, at first,
Yeah,
it was like I was like, when you're making beats, there's two things you can do. There's you can make beats and then you can make loops, right?
yeah,
It's like the melodies, so that you can send them out to other producers and they can make the beats to them. That way, you expand your network and you get access to their peoples and stuff too. But pretty much like I was very stagnant on like I'm firm on like I need to make beats. I need to make beats like 5 beats a day, maybe 10 beats a day. Like sometimes like maybe like a couple times I'll do 10 beats a day,
yeah,
and I'll just continuously do that. And I'll network and I'll find smaller artists. But I was so stingy because I didn't like making loops
yeah.
until like I made a lot of beats. Like I would say I made maybe like at that time maybe 700 beats in my whole entire career, 700 to 1,000 beats.
Before you got your first one, or like altogether?
No, actually, no, maybe a little more than that. It could be between 700 to 1,500. But yeah, until I got my first placement, a
Wow.
1,500. Yeah, like around then. Um, and then, but I was so stingy. Like I only wanted to make beats. I didn't want to make loops.
Why?
Then, because I felt like it wasn't like I felt like making drums and getting a song with the drums felt like a producer, like making loops. Like I was like, that's just a loop. Like, what is
Yeah.
that gonna do? And why do I want to send that out? And I don't want to make melodies. I want to make drums. Until one night, this maybe like December of like 2022, or sorry, not 2022, December of 2019.
Mm.
Um, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just start making loops because I see all these other guys getting placements and stuff. Why am I not getting it?
Why was your head so fixed on just wanting to make beats though? Like, what was the thought process behind I don't want loops?
It's the fact that like I get to make the drum, like making drums, like making a loop is a lot harder
Yeah.
to do than like making beats, because making beats you're just taking other people's loops or you're making your own melody to it and you spit drums on it, right?
Yeah.
And you create a finished product for artists, but that's it. It's like mainly meant for the artist. But if I make a loop, I could send it to the producer, they can make a beat to it and I get access to
Mm.
them, right? But
Yeah.
like before, I didn't have that mindset. I just wanted to make the drums. It was just fun. It was
Yeah.
more fun making loops. Is like it's like doing boring work. That's how I
Yeah.
felt like it.
Okay.
But then I started making loops. It was only up until I tried. And every time like I do something different that I avoid doing,
Yeah.
it ends up being the thing that changes my life.
Right.
Right? So like there's this quote, it's like the magic is in the work you're avoiding. And at that time I was avoiding making loops.
Yeah.
And so I'm
That's a
like,
good one. Yeah.
yeah, so I decided to make loops that night, in December 2019, carried it over to January, February, March. And by the time it got to March, I got my first record, Lil Baby, because I
Wow.
made that switch.
Do you feel like there's this saying where you have to adopt a childlike mindset, right? When you
Yeah.
do certain things, you can't be so rigid with your mindset because then you're not able to attract
Yeah.
that into your life. But when you have that childlike behavior, it's like you're so malleable. So things
Yeah.
come quickly to you and things are more of a flow,
Yeah.
right? So do you feel like before you got that first loop, you're like a child, you had that childlike behavior where it's like you're playful, you're happy,
Hmm.
regardless of not seeing any results at that time, you
Hmm.
still had fun with what you were doing. You think that was true?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like back then, yeah, like like my mindset back then was like I just want a song with any major artist. Doesn't matter who it was. I
Yeah.
just wanted one. And luckily that happened to be with Lil Baby, and it became a decently big song. Or yeah, quite yeah, good
Hmm.
song for sure. And like if I didn't have like the mindset of like, oh, I just want to produce for a major artist because it was cool. Like I was 16, 15, like I want to be able to say I produced for a major artist from, my room. Like if I didn't have that like childlike mindset, I don't think I'd be where I'm at. I don't think I'd mess around and try different things
Yeah.
and download different VSTs and just create some new stuff. Like I
Yeah.
just never thought I'd do that. I don't think I would do that if I didn't have that mindset.
So tying that back to discipline, how
Hmm.
do you, why do you think you kept going even when no one cared? Because I'm sure your parents, friends, even maybe teachers, right? They
Hmm.
probably were like, "What are you doing?" Right? Focus more on school or stop playing with music and all that stuff. You probably got made fun of too, right?
Yeah.
So tying it back to discipline, like how did you have that discipline or like that mindset of still being consistent when the environment around you is fucking putting you down?
Um, the way I stayed consistent was like you really have to like believe you can do it. Like that's the
Mm,
thing, right?
yeah.
Because if you don't believe you can do it, then you kind of fell into the pressure of what everyone told you, and that's it. You stop. But if you use like pressure from your external environment, so like your mom getting mad at you, or your boys making fun of you for you starting to make beats, and everyone's telling you it's trash, and maybe you might have some other circumstances in life that's just creating pressure. Like use that as like as a fuel, as a source of fuel to like do what you want to do, but you need to believe you can do it. Like you need to be able to like sit there and tell yourself like, yeah, like I am going to become this as long as I continue to put these habits in. And
How old
and
were you back then?
I was
Um,
like 16, 15.
so how, okay, let's be honest. 15, 16, that's pretty young, right?
Yeah.
So how did you have that mindset of belief? It's self-belief no matter what the people around me are saying or doing,
Yeah.
still believe in yourself. Where did that stem from?
Truthfully, bro, I don't know. I honestly just like it just came like it's more so something like I knew I could do it
Yeah.
because I know like I think belief comes when you know the steps to do it, right? Belief
Mm,
comes when you know the steps to get to that position.
that's a good
And
one.
I did a lot of research. Like they say, like if you're going to start something, know about 70 to 80% of the information and then proceed
Mm-hmm.
to do it. And the reason why is because, like, let's just say, like I want to start a brand new basketball court business. Like it might sound really foreign to me, and that's why I don't believe I can do it. But if I do some research, maybe spend like a day or two and like you can it's so easy now because you have chat gpt and you can really type it
Yeah.
in and ask how do I start that, and I'll give you step-by-step
Right.
instructions. Or you can go on YouTube and there's so many like articles and videos and stuff like that. You can literally look at that and understand how to do it, and then that creates a belief, okay, this is actually very attainable, right? Whereas if I didn't have that information, I wouldn't be able to like I can't fathom the idea of me starting that business. I
Right.
can't fathom the idea of me being a platinum producer. I couldn't. But I did my research. I asked a lot of people. I used to annoy people. That's another big quality you want to have is to annoy people. You don't want to be um, like, who cares if you're a fool asking a question? The real fool is the person who didn't ask the question. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll just ask a lot of questions to a lot of people, figure out my way, and then I knew what the plan was. I believed that I could do it because it's very attainable. And I was
Yeah.
16. I'm like, yo, this isn't hard. It's just more so a consistency game. And then I also use the pressure of like what everyone would say, and like I would think like, oh, like I want to be able to walk around school knowing like, yo, I got the plaque. Like
Yeah.
it's just like a high school mentality at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And they say pressure builds diamonds, right? Like,
Right.
and so yeah, I use that pressure and got to where I'm at now.
Okay, I remember, I'm going to tie this back. I remember you saying, even when you were 16, 15, 17, you went to networking events in
Mm-hmm.
downtown by yourself,
Yeah.
no one, right?
Yeah.
there needs to be a special type of hunger to be able to do those things. So I'm sure the people around you were not doing those things, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have a car to drive. You
Yeah.
probably did took public transport,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So where do you think the hunger stems from? Like, why do you think you were so hungry for music and you wanted it so bad? Because
Yeah.
yeah,
So there's a part that I think you said that's wrong there. It's that I went alone. I didn't go alone.
okay,
I had a boy. His name is Benji. Shout out to him, man. He's really changed my life for sure. Um, Pretty much like it's like that. A lot of like hunger, I feel like, comes from the people you surround yourself with. Like if you see like all your boys, and let's just say all your boys are millionaires, you're gonna have the hunger to become that because you see everyone else doing it.
yeah,
And so with Benji, he was kind of like that person to me because I seen him doing like crazy stuff and like because he's a graphic designer.
yeah,
He designed a lot of different stuff, and I was like, holy, like how do you do that? Like how do you even tap in with these people? And he would tell me, he would go to these events, he would meet people, he would network, and like that's what I picked up off of him. And so like I went to my first event with Benji. I'm like, hey, like, do you mind if I come with you, bro? Like, do you mind if I just shadow you, like just pull up with you?
yeah,
And he's like, yeah, bro, come through. And then I seen the way he talked to people, how he introduced himself. And the first time I did that, like, yo, like I remember, like, I introduced myself. I'm shaking my hand. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. My name is
yeah,
that, like TN, this and that. And yo, like I remember two guys would be laughing at me in the back, like, yo, what the hell's wrong with this kid?
yeah,
And like that, like, and that was pressure. You get what I'm saying? That like made me realize, oh damn, like I really need to like learn how to talk, man. And like that embarrassment created that pressure to learn how to talk. Then the next time I went to people, I'm like I would say it, like I'll be in my own room or in the shower, I'll just be like, okay, like create like a script almost, like,
right,
okay, hi, my name is Tien. What's your name? What do you do? Okay, nice. And you learn conversation, and once conversation starts, it flows.
yeah,
So and then I learned that, and then I started picking up that habit. But it was because I was around Benji.
right.
That's where that hunger came from. Because I'm like, yo, you're doing it. Why am I not doing it?
Okay, so you're saying the people around you, it kind of shapes who you are as a
Yeah.
person too.
And then like when you see like that, like sometimes you need to like progress in order to see the vision, right?
Mm,
Like sure, maybe the first few steps it looks blurry. You don't, you kind of where you want to go,
yeah,
but it doesn't make sense. But then like I took more steps and more steps going to more of these events, and I'm like, oh, I can see a picture now. It's clear now, and
so confidence comes from clarity, and clarity comes from taking more action.
confidence comes from clarity, and clarity comes from taking more action. Yeah,
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 because I know a lot of people, they think they get more clarity by being stuck in their mind, right?
yeah,
Being stuck in their thoughts. They think
yeah,
they can think their way out
yeah,
of getting more clarity. So what do they end up doing? They think more than they do.
yeah.
But when you take more action, you get clarity,
You
right?
get clarity.
You
Yeah,
know what you need to do.
yeah,
And then when you know what you need to do, you get more confidence,
yeah.
right? Because now you're willing to put 100% and you know how to get to where you want to get to,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I think everyone gets stuck in their head,
Yeah,
like every so often. But it's just like it's just staying consistent. I think that's the biggest thing, and it's so like how to say cliche. Like everyone tells you that,
yeah,
but it's true. Like consistency is your biggest thing, and when you stay consistent, the hunger I feel like does come naturally,
yeah.
unless you do it for a really long time, and But it depends. It all comes down to consistency.
Consistency, okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of consistency, that I feel like is one of the most important habits to have,
Mm-hmm.
just in general of getting what you want to get in life, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say one of your worst habits were in life that you had to get rid of, either music or not music related? What's one habit that you had to get rid of?
Mm. Well, honestly, I think everyone has a lot of bad habits, right? Even me, I have
Yeah,
a lot of my own bad habits. I think it's being okay. This is one thing for sure that I would say like definitely changed my life. Definitely got me out of like because after those whole records, it got me into a rut.
yeah,
Um, the biggest thing was being open minded to different things. You can't because before I used to be like, oh, okay, this is the way it should work. this is how it is because this is how everyone else's story was. Okay, so I'm gonna follow that,
Yeah.
and that's fine. That's very fair to like think like, okay, like this person did it this way, I should follow it that way too.
Yeah.
But I used to be very stingy. Like I said, like I only wanted to make beats until I realized, oh, making loops was the way. And I later find out, like, okay, like even later on in life, like I used to make the same like Lil Baby type loops, and then now I find myself not making that anymore. And I make like different stuff. I'll make versatile stuff. I'll try different things, and it makes me more fulfilled.
Yeah.
And I used to be in the mindset of like, oh, but people want my Lil Baby loops, but like,
No.
not as long like nowadays, it's like as long as you're creating something different and you're consistent, that's all that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter in any business. Like people are not looking for the same mode. People are looking for
Yeah.
the new, because the new is what's going to develop. It's going to change their
Change,
business or
revolutionize the world. Yeah.
revolution. Yeah, like anything, like that'll do wonders. So, and like especially with music, like the new stuff, like with like the new trap, like where they add the snare at the like in a different pattern compared to just hitting on um the usual spots. Like that's a new style of trap that's come out, or like the New Jersey bounce. Like like people had to sit there and go against what the norm is in order to come up with that style.
Yeah.
And then I realized like that's a bad habit of mine, and I should like be okay with putting the hi-hat as a snare if I really wanted to, or
Mm.
like different stuff like that. Like, okay, hi-hat as a snare is kind of crazy, but it could work.
Yeah.
But it just just being very like different with it, and
Mm.
that's like
I think that's very important that you said different, because I used to be in the same boat
yeah,
where you see one person doing one thing and they got to their goal, so you think that's the only way to get there.
yeah,
So what you end up doing is you drop everything that you're doing and you start to copy them.
yeah.
But the thing is, life doesn't work that way.
I think you like there's a point to copy them. Like
Yeah,
I think you like just to start, you need to copy people.
inspiration, getting
Yeah,
inspiration from
yeah,
what people are doing and then using that, copying that. I think that makes
yeah,
sense. But I'm saying, let's say your end goal is have a nice family, have a good amount of money saved
yeah.
up, and a nice car, right? Let's say that's your goal. What some people would do is they'd stop working on whatever they're working on right now and jump onto what someone else is doing because they see
Mhm,
results in
mhm,
another person.
mhm.
But the thing is, you don't see the years and years of work that that person put to get to where they're at right now, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So instead of getting shiny object syndrome, I think the best thing you can do is stick to what you're doing. Like you said consistency is the best habit that took you to where you want to get to, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I think that's the point that I'm trying to make,
yeah.
right? But tying it back to success, you said the hunger isn't really as big as it was before. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, 100%.
Okay. So after achieving everything that you set out to achieve, right?
Mhm.
Does that success you had in mind live up to the hype you built up?
What do you mean by that?
I'm sure before you made it,
Yeah.
right? Before you got to all your goals, you had this image in mind where it's like, this is success. Once I get here, I'm gonna feel like X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
I'm gonna beat X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
But did it really live up to that hype once you got those platinum plaques or produced for one of the biggest rappers in the
Mhm.
game, right? Did that feel the way you wanted it to
Yeah.
feel?
I'd say so, yeah. Because when I was 15 and I'm like, oh, I want a platinum plaque, and I used to visualize myself like getting it, and I would see it, like I would imagine it in my room. I used to think that, right? I never really thought about how the lifestyle would look like, but more so, okay, I could see it there, and like I'll see it at a concert. I'll see a video of it at a concert, and like
Yeah.
everyone's just like like just listening to it, vibing to it at a concert. Like I used to visualize like that, and like even like people telling me like, oh whoa, like no way you produced for this guy and that guy. I used to visualize it, and then as soon as it happened, it was pretty much like how I wanted it to be, and like it's like it's like I was living what I
Yeah.
dreamed of, so it was a sick feeling, don't get me wrong, it was a really nice feeling, and like even just like thinking like, oh, I want to be able to buy my car, my mom, sorry, but buy my mom a car and stuff like that. You know, like all of that.
How old
Like
were you, by the way, when you did that?
I was 18. I was
That's
18. I was
crazy.
18. But
Yeah.
like my goal initially was to buy it before high school.
Mm.
But yo, like I wasn't able to get a car before high school. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like before you're 18, like it's a lot of how do I say, like the deal, like you know, a dealership's not gonna just take in a random 17-year-old or something, you know. And like
Yeah.
I didn't sign my deal up until I was 18, you know, because before you're 18, it's you have to have adult
Right.
permission, right? So um, yeah, man. So yeah, it's like everything I did dream of,
It became
pretty much
reality.
came reality. Yeah,
So
at
speaking
that
of
time.
at that time. So speaking of visualization, I know you mentioned you visualized your goals, your desires before they came into fruition, right?
Hmm.
How important do you think visualization is?
I think it's very important, and I don't know if this is true or not. I remember seeing something on Instagram about it. Could be true, could be false, but like some people can discern the difference between reality and what they visualize,
Yeah.
right? And like I think that shows a lot of like a lot. Like if you realistically like are like you see what you want to do, you're gonna sit there at night, and unless you're like, and this is why I think scrolling is pretty bad. Like I myself included, like I have this habit too, but I think scrolling is really bad. And when you don't have a peaceful night, because you know everyone goes to stress, you know, like there's always something to stress about. But like nighttime or like in the shower, you know, like those are like the time you want to have those alone times where you're by yourself and you're bored, because you can visualize what you want to do in life, you
Yeah.
know. And like you can do like the little vision boards and stuff like that. Like I have that stuff too, and that comes from like what I visualize. Like this is what I want, and you need to like visualize it every day.
Yeah.
Like it can't be just something you visualize like once a week. It
Right.
needs to be something you visualize every day. I think when you visualize that every day, hunger naturally comes,
Right.
and you'll just find yourself working, right? And this is a big thing that I think about too, and I feel like most people don't really think about. It's like, okay, you can visualize the end goal, but now ask yourself this question. Okay, you get the end goal, you get all of this. Okay, great. You're living life. But what happens if you don't hit that end goal? How will life look like without you hitting that goal?
And that pushes you to work harder.
Yeah, because let's just say, okay, you know, you're like, I'm 22 right now. I will eventually have a family. I will eventually have kids, right? By the time I'm 28, 30, 32, I want to be able to like say like, okay, I've produced this, I've produced that, like I have maybe a diamond single, you know, like something like that. I want to be able to say that, and I'm financially good. That's the
Hmm.
biggest one, finance. So I'm financially good. Now I can visualize that, and I can be like, okay, yeah, I see this. But I also visualize, oh, what if I don't do that? What if I don't? What's gonna happen? Oh, like, what am I going to say to my wife's parents at that time? How am I going to show them income? How am I going to show my parents income?
Yeah.
How am I going to afford even going to the grocery store? How can I say I'm like how can I like, you know, it's like that scaredness also creates pressure. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like that's like what I'm having in life. I think everyone in their 20s goes through this. And it gets scary when you think about the future. But you need to think about what happens if you don't hit that goal. And you ask yourself right now, what are you doing at this moment? And is this helping you get there? And if it does, great. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, do something about it, you know?
Right.
And
And I know
um
in the Bible it says faith, even with the size of a mustard seed, has the power to move mountains, right?
yeah.
And I think the point you're trying to make is no matter how hard it feels like it is right now, you're still gonna have faith that it's gonna work out,
Yeah.
right?
But I understand why you can't have the faith to like think that, because sometimes like life gets hard, and
Mm,
like, you know, a lot of people go through different things,
yeah,
you know, and it's just it gets tough to visualize that because there's so much on your mind. But um that's why you need to have some sort of something that grounds you, something
grounds
that
you.
can, you know, like that's why like going on drives at night, you know,
Yeah,
like, or you know, doing like just doing something could sometimes lead you to think a lot.
yeah.
Like doing something by yourself, if you're with people, you're not gonna
So
like,
no distractions, no people, no music, nothing. It's
yeah,
just you, your thoughts,
yeah,
and kind of diving into
Yeah.
yourself more
I'm not
deeply.
saying don't hang out with people, but
Yeah.
like more so
Don't distract yourself with people.
like yeah, don't use it as a distraction. But yeah, a lot of people I don't think can sit with their thoughts.
Yeah.
Cause yo, there is like yo, a lot of stress. People
Yeah.
have a lot of stress, but I think when you decipher through all of that, there'll be a certain point where you realize, okay, it's either I can sit here and stress about it, or I can sit here and do
Mm.
something about it. And you'll start to visualize things, and you're like, okay, I low key want my life to be like this,
Yeah.
and I think my life could be better this way. And if I really like put the work into it, I might have to change a few habits,
Yeah.
but if I put the work into it, my life could be a lot happier and better, and you'll start to feel hungry. And once you get progress,
Yeah.
once you taste progress, and you get your first small win, maybe not a placement, but maybe you make your first beat sale, that thing will drive you
Momentum.
insane. And momentum carries, but
Yeah.
for you to start that momentum requires you to put yourself in the right position and think a lot and be bored a lot, because when you're bored and you turn off Instagram and Snapchat and you delete that and you don't have anything else to do, you're going to force yourself to
Yeah.
think. And when you force yourself to think and stare at a wall, you're going to start thinking about what you want in life. When you start thinking about what you want in life, you're going to start thinking about what I need to do, and you go on ChatGPT and Google. You start googling, and then
I
you
like that,
start
bro.
that.
I like that. So back to what you were saying. You were saying how sometimes some people don't know the difference between their imagination and what's reality, right? I'm gonna tie that back to your subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your subconscious mind that doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagination, right? So there's three different types of plane. I'm gonna just tap into spirituality a bit, right? There's the physical plane, what we're living in right now, the material success,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the mental plane, right? What you imagine, what you think of.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the conversation where we had, the past and future doesn't exist. All we have is
Yeah.
the present moment.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I mean. There is no past, there is no future. There's only the present moment. So whatever your dreams and goals are that you already have it. It's in your mental plane. That's what visualization is. It's in your mental plane, but you just have to wait for the physical reality to catch up,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what a lot of people do is they think, "Oh my god, I don't have it yet, so I'm a failure. It's not working. Let me do something else. Let me give up." But the thing is, the success you have right now, right? You have it right now in the physical world. But how long did it take you to get to the level you're at right now? It was years of work that you put in, and those years of work is what manifested into reality right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing applies right now. The years of work or the months of work, the hard work you're putting in right now, you're not going to see it right away. When you plant a seed, you're not going to see the flower sprout right away, right? You got to wait months, years for the work you put in right now to show its results down the road,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
I like how you brought that up because the subconscious mind really doesn't know the difference. And as long as you visualize it long enough, and don't get me wrong, it's not just visualization, you got to put in the work too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You got to know all you really need to know is what the end goal is and what steps you need to do. And you just kind of like, I used to think of myself as like, okay, just be a robot.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Don't let your emotions cloud you. Don't let anything cloud you. Just do the work you need to do. What is the work you have to do today? Okay, done. That's it. Now go chill with your boys. Go do whatever. Go whatever. Then come back tomorrow. Okay, what's the next work I need to do? Right? Once you build momentum, you realize I don't want to chill with my boys, or
yeah.
I don't want to do this, or I don't want to go out.
So
I
after your
want to stay.
first big success, did you find it hard to stay hungry or
Oh, 100%.
yeah?
Because the only thing I wanted was a big artist and a platinum plaque, and I got that at 16. And then I got success, like, and then I didn't really get a chance to think like what's gonna happen after,
Yeah.
you know. And like after like I kind of signed the deal, it's like yo, you're an 18-year-old, and I signed my deal, and in your head you create like a like a I made it mentality. And at 18, like I can't blame myself because I was young at the time, but I'm like yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like what do I like? Okay, like let's chill, like it's like it's like think about it like this, when you work a regular job, right? You're getting paid an hourly wage or a salary per month, whatever it is, okay? But at the end of the day, you don't get paid if you don't do the work. If you don't do the work, you're gonna get fired,
Yeah.
right? But now imagine your boss. But when you start the job, imagine your boss was like, okay, I'm going to give you 100K for this year. Let's just say it's like 100K job you're making per year. Okay, so if it's 100K for the next 4 years, 400K. So let's just say your boss is like, we're gonna give you 400K today, cash. Okay, you get 400K cash, and you have to work for me this amount of time on these days for this many hours every single week or whatever for the next 4 years,
Yeah.
right? If you were working a wage, you're gonna put in the work. If you got 400K in your bank account, you really think you're gonna be as hungry?
That's true.
You have a lot of cushion. You're like, okay, look, I can cut this corner, I can cut that corner, I can. Yeah, look, I don't really need to come
So
into work.
how do you combat that then? How do you
It's
fight that?
hard. Like
Yeah.
that's why, like that's why, like even musicians go broke a lot. That's why basketball players go broke because they're like these two industries. You're getting the money up front. And another issue you face getting this like money up front is taxes, and nobody
Yeah.
knows how to do that. And at 18, like I didn't properly. I had the good people around me, so like I knew what to do, but most people don't know what to do. And so when you see that lump, like that money or that stuff come in, that success come in your head, you start to think, bro, like I can chill. And I made less beats and I started stop and I was really chilling at school a lot and I was
Yeah.
chilling with friends and I barely went to the studio. And for a good while that's what I was doing and
Yeah.
I wasn't getting any records. And it's only up until when I surrounded myself with other people, like that's where I realized, and I tell people this now, when you get success, double down.
Mm.
It's going to be hard, but double down. And if you taste money and you get money, you need to act like it's great, good job, like it's great. Try to see if there's something you can do with the deal to where like you can get the money later, like or like on a different. I don't know if that's even possible nowadays,
Time frame,
but
yeah.
you do that. But if you get a lump sum of money, be hungry, like be like double down, like because it's going to fall apart really quickly.
So young Tien now at 22 years old,
Yeah,
after he's faced
all of
the
this.
goals that he wanted to achieve,
Yeah,
how do you feel right now? Do you feel like the hunger dissolved? And if so,
one
what are
hundred
you
percent.
doing to kind of get the hunger back?
100%. And I every single day, like I'm struggling to figure that out. And but the thing is, hunger is not there for me. Why? Because I don't. It's like I haven't made enough progress. Like think about it, right? Like I've tasted the success. Great. Now let's just say I knew I was gonna get a diamond record tomorrow. Like I'm gonna feel happy to make music again. Like
Yeah.
it's so it's merely just like it's for me. It's merely like I need to change my environment, be in the studio more, work every single day, like and just work no like work without like how do I say like even if you don't feel like it, just do it,
Mm.
right? Because at least you'll feel good to the next day that you did it the day before.
So when is enough enough? Like when do you stop setting your goals higher and higher? Or do you think it's part of life to always strive for better
No,
and bigger goals?
if you take a they say if you take away like a man's goals and stuff, there's no man anymore,
Mm.
right? You are always going to be driven by a goal, right? And like right now, I feel like most of us won't think like, oh, what happens after 30 or 40? Like
Yeah.
we just think we're just gonna have kids, this and that. But what are we really gonna do?
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother chapter of life you're gonna figure out later on, and that's when people tend to figure it out. But for me, like I'm in my 20s, I'm like, what am I gonna do? And the thing is, you'll never stop having goals. You'll never stop having things to achieve because if you don't have things to achieve, you will rot. You lose you're not you lose who you are.
As a person.
Yeah, as a person, right? And like everyone's driven by goals. Like it's not like we're all sitting here doing wanting to do nothing,
Yeah.
right? We will all want to do something. There's a goal to be done. It's just more so a productivity thing and the culture and the people you're around and TikTok and Instagram and how easy it is to scroll on that stuff. So, it's I don't think you can ever stop having goals.
So would you say it's better to have goals, get bigger and better goals, work towards them, but the whole point of life is to enjoy the journey and not the destination. So you're living present in the moment while you are working towards bigger and better goals.
Yeah. Um yeah, that is true about enjoy the journey, not the destination, but no one's going to enjoy the journey without knowing the destiny. Like without like being so hungry to get to the destination,
Mm.
right? Like you have to think about it like this, right? You won't enjoy something in the moment. You'll enjoy it after when it's happened. Like that's how I think about it. Like I enjoyed the journey of like getting to that platinum plaque. I
Yeah.
did. But in that moment, did I enjoy it? No. I'm not sitting like, or I did enjoy it. Like it was fun to do, but like I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh yeah, like this is like I'm enjoyed. You know, like I don't know. I'm not thinking like that. I only think about that when I got the goal,
Mm.
right? And it's when you realize like,
It's that Kobe Mamba mindset, bro. It's like the job's not done yet,
yeah,
right?
you know,
Yeah.
so like one like and when the job is not done yet, you're not really happy. You're happy, you're fulfilled, but you're not happy because you haven't gotten to your goal.
Yeah.
So that's why like I don't focus on like enjoying the process. Like more so do what you got to do to get to the end goal, and then you'll realize later, like after you hit it, like, oh damn, like yeah, that was fun. Like okay, what am I gonna do now?
Right.
You know, so that's how I view that. Yeah.
So do you think Young TN is who you are, or it's a version that you created for the world to see?
What do you mean?
Is Young Tien who you are, the personality, the persona that you let out? Is it like a character you created in your mind to show to the world, or is that actually who you
No,
are?
that's not a character. That's just me. It's just just the name is Tia. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And yeah, I do have a government name, but like I don't like really see that as a difference. Like it's a person. Like I'm a person at the end of the day. You know,
yeah.
like I'm not like I didn't create a character for it. It's more so just genuine who I was and being who I am. You know, like I'm sure if you're a streamer or something, you might be have to be in character, but as a
Yeah.
producer, like I don't
So
think you
this is
have
how
to be.
you are. You are authentic. This is the version you let out on
Yeah.
social media. That is who you are as a
Yeah,
person.
because networking requires you to be authentic. You can't
Yeah.
be like how do I say, like fake.
Right.
I feel like that's what there's a lot, and I think that will like that'll go away. Like no, like that will only last a time. You know, like just
Yeah.
to be fake and like nah, like I'm authentic. Like I'm not like I truly am who I am, and like that's why I act with other people. It doesn't matter who you are. You know.
And do you believe authenticity attracts?
100%, because if you don't build a like in any job, like anything, like any job, any career, any industry, if you're not authentically who you are, no one's going to be. You need to be likable as a human. If no one likes you as a human, how are you gonna get far? You
Yeah.
know, like how are you gonna network? How are you gonna get to where you want to be, right? So 100%, I think you have to be authentic.
I like that. Okay. So if you had to give your younger self one mindset shift, right? And this one mindset shift would have saved years of your life, what would you say that is?
100% would be at 18 when I signed my deal. I wish I stayed. I wish I stayed continuing making beats and staying in the habits I was doing at that time.
Hmm.
But I also can't blame myself because there was a lot of like things that like as a kid like like oh like this relationship with this producer didn't end up working or that and didn't end up working, and it got to my head,
Yeah.
and I couldn't blame myself for it, and and then I just started to like lose that vision after seeing that. It just felt like I was going backwards type of thing. But if I could tell myself one thing, it would just to continue. Like, don't let the success get to you. Just continue to keep going, because I think that would have taken me a lot farther.
Yeah.
But I can't blame myself because at that time I didn't really chill with people, have
Yeah.
friends, this and that. It was only when when I was really hungry, like I was so bored, I didn't chill with anyone. I was
Yeah.
literally like an antisocial loner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Till I went to school, started hanging out with people. I can't blame myself for that though, because that helped my networking for sure. Like just learning to make new friends, this and that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like that's one thing I would say is I wish dedicated more time and more create those continue to keep those habits.
So ride the momentum, not
Yeah,
not lose
yeah,
it. It's ride it and stick through with what you were doing,
yeah,
regardless of the
yeah.
success you faced.
But at the same time, I can't blame myself. Like I know what my mindset was.
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean it's
really
part
hard
of
to
your
get out.
journey, right?
Yeah,
Everyone has to go through ups and downs, and
yeah,
for you, you had to go through that now,
yeah,
so you can solidify that mindset for the future,
yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it makes sense. And I guess my final question for you, man, is what's next for Young TN? What is next? or is that something you want to keep behind the curtains and show the world after?
Honestly, that's something I want to keep behind the curtains because like
Yeah.
there's one thing, right? Like I don't. If you tell everyone everything you want to do, you create like a this thing in your head.
Yeah.
Create like a it's like a dopamine hit when you tell them, yeah, I'm gonna do this with my life. And then like 5 days later, you don't see that person doing that.
Yeah.
But it's the people that keep it to themselves that you see like low key working. Like, and I'm sure we have like mutual friends that do that, and you don't know what they're doing, but you know they're working. And that is like,
Yeah.
like I think that will go farther. So don't say your like I wouldn't say my goals right now.
Yeah.
I'll just
I
hopefully
like
show
that.
it.
I like that mindset.
Yeah, but well, you see it,
Yeah.
and I'd rather people see it come as a surprise. Like when I got my first Lil Baby record, I didn't tell anyone but my cousin and my sister. And when it came out, everyone's like, "Bro, how?
Yeah.
Where did that even come from? You're 16 years old. How did you get that?"
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather that reaction than me say, "Yo, I'm working with Lil Baby right now." Yeah, yo, everyone, I'm working with Lil Baby right now, and the song drops, like, oh damn, he actually did work with Lil Baby, but it's like when I say that, like I'm making like a like something in my head about it. Like I
Yeah.
don't want that. I don't want that.
YoungTN 6 platinum plaques after, still dropping wisdom like he's just getting started, right? And without further ado, that is going to be the wrap of the episode. If you guys found this useful, found this helpful, you guys want to share with someone, go ahead. We're on YouTube, Spotify, still working things out, but worldwide soon. So thank you, YoungTN.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Till next time.
Yes, sir.